Okay, so we have some notes on page 1. I think that it's time that you had a way to organize your notes. You're really pretty good already at finding the notes and even using them, and most of you are pretty good at paraphrasing your text evidence. Now I want to introduce a way that you can organize them so that you can find them later on. And to do that, we're going to use the literature web that I showed you before. So let's take a look at the text evidence that we took on page 1 and see how it fits on this graph. Now, when you have your notebook, I would suggest that you have a page for each one of these, a keywords page, images and symbols, ideas, feelings, rather than try to reproduce this graphic. I'm just doing this for you so you can see how it works. So the first one, where we have this note where it's an expression, they just didn't hold with such nonsense. Basically, that the Dursleys just don't approve of anything strange and mysterious. You know, at first I was thinking that might be a key word, and it certainly could fall under how they feel. But I have a feeling that since this is in the very first paragraph, that this is maybe a key concept, something that's going to come up time and again in the novel. So I'm going to put it under ideas. And just so you know, all of these can potentially go anywhere. So I'm going to put under ideas the Dursleys don't hold with such strange and mysterious nonsense. And as a reminder, when I put something in brackets like that, it means that it's not part of the quote. Also, did you notice how I put this notation? There's a quotation mark at the end of nonsense, and then I have, oops, the P should not have been in there. I have parentheses and the page number and then the period. That's something just to get used to. He had hardly any neck, although he did have that very large mustache. And then we've got Mrs. Dursley being thin. So he's big, he's beefy, she's thin. He has no neck, and she has twice the usual amount of neck. So let's see if I can make that guy. I did, yay. So I would have put that as an image because I can picture that. So Mr. Dursley is beefy with no neck, while Mrs. D is skinny with twice the normal neck. Okay. And this word craning, I want to put that under a keyword because that was one that added to the picture because it evoked or brought up my thinking about the bird itself, but also the way that she would lean over to spy on her neighbors. So let's see if there's any feelings. Yes, I do believe there are some feelings here. They have a fear. And although I did not highlight it, this is another way for me to ferret out text evidence that can be useful later on, because the feelings that that the Dursleys have about the Potters are fear, shame, embarrassment, about Mrs. Dursley's sister and husband, the Potters. I have something in all of my areas. Then we can continue to add to this chart as we read, thinking about these key elements, keywords, images, ideas, and feelings. Thank you very much, and I'll be looking for that in your notebook.